Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Beth and this is Beth's Bookish Reviews, and I'm here for, well, it's basically to tell you what I read for the Christie's Missing Readathon. I have a little book haul to show you from what I've gotten in the mail this week, and to tell you what I've done. So right now I'm trying to find the page that I'm on, that my books are on. As you can see, if you've been watching this channel for very long, you know that something's missing right there. My bookshelf is gone. I am currently in the process of trying to move everything over to the room next door as far as my office stuff, because we are going to be moving my mom in here, and so she doesn't want that room. It's colder in that room and it's shaded all the time, and she likes to watch the road. So this is the room that with the window that has the road view. And it's warmer because she can open the blinds and stuff, and it stays warmer. It's really hot in the summer, and which is why I have a blanket over the window, in case you didn't know that this was a blanket up here. So some of my books are not with me, but let's do the mini book haul. I had 3 packages in the mailbox from Friday and Saturday. So I've been wanting to get into this series that Jenna from Books Love Jenna has been talking about, and it's called, well, I don't know what the series is called, but it's the Caslet Chronicle. And so the first book is The Light Years, and so that's my first book. All right, and so then you know that this next author, I found when I read, was the first one I read. I read it this year, this 2024, this year. I just found her. I believe it was it was in the summer, I want to say. Oh, it was in April. Was it A Rule Against Murder? I thought I read one before that. It was, because I read the first one before that. Okay, so maybe, okay. In March, I read The Madness of Crowds. So then I read the first one, and so I want to get back and I want to start over. And in 2025, well, I'm not going to start over, but I started at the first one and then I'm moving on. But this first one fits a prompt in my 52 books in 52 weeks. So I'm going to reread Still Life. So I bought it, and I just love these paperbacks. They are so nice and flimsy, floppy, and they're nice size prints. And Louise Penny just writes just an awesome mystery, and Armand Gamache is just such an awesome character, and the people that work under him are awesome characters. I just think she does an amazing job. I also got A Trick of the Light, and then The Beautiful Mystery, which are where I am at after I read, what's the one I have up there? I think I have one up there. maybe I don't. I have one coming up next. So let me see what's before A Trick of the Light. Bury Your Dead. That's what I'm reading now. Yeah. Bury Your Dead. So I'm trying to get them a few at a time, you know. So, okay. Now, on to the Christie's Missing Readathon. This has absolutely been a wonderful, wonderful readathon. It lasted from the 3rd of December to yesterday. Yesterday is when it ended. And so the first book I read, I started it on the 3rd. And is that one I can't find? Nope, I have that one. All right. So it was the group read, and it was a bonus. So it was Murder at the Vicarage, and this is a Miss Marple. It was actually Miss Marple's last case. And I had not read this one. I had watched the show, one of the shows. No? Yes, I had watched one of the shows. And of course, there's a murder at the vicarage, and it's in the vicar's office, and Miss Marple figures out how it's done, of course. But Agatha Christie is just such a superb writer. People compare Louise Penny to Agatha Christie. I don't compare Louise Penny to Agatha Christie because they're in such different planes. Agatha Christie was amazing in her time. Louise Penny is different and in a different way. They both write unsolvable mysteries. Louise Penny does it in such a different way. She doesn't take anything from Agatha Christie. Some writers, you see that pattern, you know, you go to an old house, you know, she doesn't take that, you know, she doesn't use Agatha Christie's mysteries. And it's just, I like that. I'm so thankful because I've read so many books set and taken Agatha Christie's plot and they just can't do it. You know, come up with your own thought. But anyway, the next book I read was Poirot Investigates. Oh, I gave this 4 stars. This one I gave 5 stars because y'all know I love Poirot and slapped myself in the glasses. Okay, so these are short stories, kind of like case files, so to speak, of Poirot's cases. I love these. They're so quick and just like little snippets in his life. And I mean, it's so good. And I listened to it and it was like, David Suchet was narrating the audiobook, and he's the one who plays Hercule Poirot on the show. Oh, he does such a good job, and he can make all the voices. It's so good. Oh, I loved it. So that also may be why they gave it 5 stars. Why I gave it 5 stars. Okay, so as I said, a couple of my books are missing, but the next one I read, I'll put it up here, was Dead Man's Folly, and I gave it 4 stars. And it was, this one was for short story or play. Dead Man's Folly was a book mentioned by Agatha Christie, like in one of her other books. And this is, oh yeah, I remember this one now. They're having a fete in front of this old house. Well, not an old house, but this house, and it's hosted by Sir George and Lady Stubbs. And there's a fear of dread over Ariadne Oliver. And so she calls up her buddy Hercule Poirot, and he comes, and she wants him to try to stop the camera is shaking, and I think it's because there's a train going by over there because there's nobody moving in the house. And I don't think that, yeah, I don't know why. Anyway, so he gets there, but he cannot stop the murder. And so then he must solve the murder. And so it was good. I enjoyed it, but not as much as the short stories. So I only gave it 4 stars. And it might have been better if I would have had the actual book, but I did only give it 4 stars. So the next one that I read was, I don't have this one. This is the one that I'm missing. It's over there in this stack of books that are like, there's like 7 stacks from my bookshelf. All right, is Sleeping Murder. And this was the prompt for murder in the title. And I gave this one 5 stars. And this book is about, maybe? Well, why don't I remember this book? Oh, okay. I had to get into this book is about, this girl is looking for a house for her and her husband. They're newly married. He's off working. And so she's looking for a house, and she goes into this house. Automatically, it's the house that she wants. She buys the house, and then she starts feeling like she's been there before. She's going down the stairs, and she sees this woman laying there at the bottom of the stairs, and the woman has been strangled. And so she kind of, just glosses over it, but she still feels this sense of foreboding. Another thing, the nursery, the room they're going to fix up for the nursery, she wants to do it in poppies and daisies wallpaper, and very specific colors too. And something turns out that, and anyway, so there are links to her in the house, but she can't figure out why this house seems so familiar to her, because she was raised in another country. So 5 stars. I liked this. This was a Miss Marple book, and I really enjoyed this one. And this may have been the one they called Miss Marple's Last Case. It may have not been I may have been wrong about that. I may have misspoke on the Vicarage one. I apologize. This may have been the one I was thinking about was Miss Marple's Last Case. Sorry. Don't come at me, please. Okay. because this was book 12. All right. And let's see, this Murder at the Vicarage is, oh yeah. No, it wasn't Murder at the Vicarage. That's book 1. So it has to be Sleeping Murder. Okay. So the next one I picked was Death on the Nile, which is book set outside of England, and this was Hercule Poirot, and of course it's set on the Nile, so it's in Egypt, and Hercule Poirot takes a leisure trip on the Nile, and there's a death. I mean, obviously you get that from the title. And so he has to solve it. It's a beautiful Lynette Ridgway who married her best friend's fiance. I'm not giving that away. I mean, it's right there in the first few pages. And the back says, "What a lot of enemies you must make, Lynette." "Enemies?" Lynette looked surprised. Joanna nodded and helped herself to a cigarette. "Enemies, my sweet. You're so devastatingly efficient, and you're so frightfully good at doing the right thing." Lynette laughed. "Why, I haven't got an enemy in the world." 5 stars. It's good the first time you read it. It's good the second time you read it. It's good the third time you read it. And the last book I read was a reread from last year. Well, no, this year. I think I just read it this year. Was The Mystery of Mrs. Christie by Marie Benedict. And this is a book inspired by or mentioning Agatha Christie. And this was what might have happened the 11 days that Agatha Christie was missing. And 5 stars. This book is amazing. I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. And I mean, it would take Agatha Christie to come up with something like that. I mean, really, it truly would, to come up with a plan like that. So the author in this book imagines that Agatha Christie leaves her husband a note, and she plans this big ordeal where her car is found and some of her belongings are in the car, and it's on a cliff, and I mean, it makes it look like she's been killed. It's amazing. If you like Agatha Christie, you would love this book. So that is my Christie's Missing Readathon. Here are the books that I currently have in my possession. The other one is over there. And then I had the audiobook for Dead Man's Folly. I had such a lovely time. I always do. The ladies who host this, they are just wonderful. And they do this every year on the anniversary of Agatha Christie's days that she was missing, which is the 3rd through the 14th. And I just want to thank them. And yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. And if you want to see more from me, click that subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video.